4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the morning, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp.
My lord.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast, by moonlight at her window, sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, necks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties. Yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is. But in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked, but with my eyes.
Rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men.
You gotta be a nun. Be that or die.
Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, for I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause. And by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for aye austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander. True, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his, my fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius.
I'm the better guy, he
and,
says.
which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nida's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I've heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof. But being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will. Or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death, or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love. Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
Okay. So, the scene starts with Theseus and Hippolyta talking about how they're going to get married in about 4 days. Theseus tells the Philostrate, his master of revelers, that he wants the best party ever for the young people of Athens to celebrate at their wedding. So he sends him off to go find music, plays, all different kinds of entertainment for the wedding. Aegeus comes in whining to Theseus that he has given Demetrius permission to marry Hermia. But Lysander has tricked her into loving him, and now she won't do what her father tells her. He invokes what they call it an ancient right of the father, where he can make her marry whom he wants, kill her, or have her sent to a nunnery. And Theseus orders Hermia to marry Demetrius. She refuses. She says she'd rather die or be a nun than marry Demetrius. Theseus gives her until his wedding day, so he gives her 4 days' time to think about her decision. Then Lysander, who was drug in there by Aegeus too, he steps in and says, you know, I have just as much money, just as much wealth and rank as Demetrius. Why won't you give me permission to marry her? She loves me. If you love Demetrius so much, why don't you go marry him yourself?
The line you want to write down is, a father should be as a god to his daughter. Which means what? Whatever dad says, right? Daughter does it. It would be like Miss Valerie coming home this afternoon. Mom, Dad's sitting her down and saying, we got news for you. You're getting married next month. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm getting married next month. You're getting married to a guy we found who lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's where you're going. That's what you're going to do. And Mallory then would say, but I've never even met the guy. I don't love him. They would say, doesn't matter. You're going to do what we tell you to do. Or
be like, is he cute?
or rich. Right? So there you go. That's the point, right? Or a father should be as a god to his daughter. In other words, whatever dad tells you to do, you should do it. Do any of you believe that, by the way?
No.
Oh! Dads should tell daughters what to do and they should just do it.
Until they're 18.
Oh. 18 is the magic date. Then a girl can do anything she wants until she gets a husband, and then the husband tells her what to do.
Pretty much. Nobody tells me what to do. I listen to
We have a Hermia back here in the back of the room.
No,
Don't tell me what to do.
I listen to my dad for respect, but if I don't agree with something he says, I can calmly sit down and talk to him.
And
My dad's not going to threaten to kill me.
And Hermia's kind of stuck too. Let's point that out for your notes. Hermia's kind of stuck. She wants to obey her dad, but she loves Lysander and does not want to marry Demetrius. What are her options? You either get married to Demetrius, or
die.
You can die, or become a nun. I don't understand. What's that got to do with anything? Becoming a nun means what?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can never then marry or sleep with a guy, right? If you're a nun. In other words, you'll never have love of a man if you become a nun. Those are her options. She chooses none of the above, and she runs off to the woods with Lysander. But first, they have to make a plan, and then, oh yeah, do girls ever tell their girlfriends about their plans? Yeah. So Hermia's gonna tell Helena, her best friend. Helena, because she's so in love with Demetrius, is gonna tell Demetrius they're running off to the woods. You better go find them.
Okay. We're starting at line 130 on page 28. Act 1, Scene 1, notes continued.
One more time, guys. Let's make sure we're following along with the reading, okay? Read along and you'll learn how to read this stuff. It also makes the time go by faster.
And now, my love, why is your cheek so pale? How chanced the roses there to fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Why, for all that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history,
Here it comes.
the course of true love never did run smooth.
That's a famous
Neither
line.
it was different in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
or else misgrafted in respect of years.
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or, if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collid night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man have power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick, bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts, and dreams, and sighs, wishes, and tears. Poor fancy's
A
followers.
good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance to a morning play, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Trojan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love.
Okay, so basically they just made plans to run to his aunt's house that's far enough away that this law that is forcing Hermia to marry Demetrius can't touch them. And since his aunt doesn't have any kids, he's going to inherit her wealth.
So, like, is that the Indian person? Boy?
We're not there yet. We haven't even met the fairies yet.
Okay.
We're just dealing with the lovers right now.
So Lysander will say to Hermia, hey, you don't got to listen to your old man. Let's just run away. We'll go to the woods, we'll run off to another country, and we'll live. Okay, to continue my example, if Miss Mowry was told this afternoon she's marrying some guy in Tulsa and she was already in love with somebody in Worland, that guy might say to her, no worries, let's just run away to another country and we'll live. Of course, let's point out, Lysander is suggesting to Hermia, disobey your father, which ironically is similar to kind of what Romeo said to Juliet. Let's get married
exactly the
without
same
telling your
thing.
parents, right? let's get married without telling your parents, is kind of going behind your parents' back. Good idea or bad idea to go behind your parents' back? So you can kind of see this is a fairly radical suggestion in 1600. Don't worry about your old man. We'll just blow him up and we'll just do what we want to do.
Okay, we should be 32, line 182.
Yeah.
Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Calling me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, a favour so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye, your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes, to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia.
Okay, let's
Helena,
stop for a second.
adieu. As you on him, Demetrius.
So, you've got a situation for your notes, you want to write this down, where you've got two girls who are girlfriends. One of them is hot. The other one is not so much. Jot down which one is hot, but that's not the word Shakespeare uses. What word does he use? He doesn't use the word hot, he uses what word?
Fair.
Fair, which means hot, but it can also mean nice. So the first time that Helena comes on stage, Hermia calls her fair. Immediately, right, Helena will respond, why'd you call me hot? I'm not hot. You're hot, which is why Demetrius, the guy I like, likes you. Then, Hermia points out something very interesting. The way to get a guy is to act like you don't like him. She says, every time Demetrius comes around, I tell him he's a scumbag and to leave me alone. That makes him like me even more. Guys are strange. Right? Guys are strange. Go ahead, Miss Laird.
Okay, page 34. At the bottom, Lysander.
It's dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him
The
of
plan,
fair
right?
Hermia's fright. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
More fanfare for another minute and a half.
So her plan is to tell Demetrius that Hermia and Lysander are running off,
Traitor.
so that she can gain his favor.
He's still a traitor.
Why would you
Another
want a
thing
guy
that
to
she
like
mentions
you,
is that she
knowing-
was with Demetrius when he started chasing Helena, so she's kind of bitter about
Hey,
that.
Vigil asks a really, really good question. Ask it out loud, Vigil.
Why would you want to be with a guy that you know does not want
Why
you?
would a girl ever want to be with a guy
Well,
who doesn't really like her?
That feels
Bingo! Bingo. We're going to hear this over
No,
and
you're not
over in
saying-
this play.
you want what
If
you
a
can't
guy
have.
wants a girl, in fact, Demetrius will say this. If a guy wants a girl, the best way to get her, treat her like garbage. She'll come back every time.
That is.
Wait, who just said that's so true? Who just said that? Drake is like, man, there is just too many times that thing has been proved right.
No, every time a girl treats a guy like she could really care less what he thinks, that's when they come back.
That gets them. So
When a guy treats a girl like crap, they're like, yeah,
I can give up. I'm like, okay.
let's all put it in our notes. Basically, the point that's being made here about love is we always want the thing we cannot have. You got it. We always want the thing we cannot have. Hermia is told you can't have Lysander. What does Hermia want? Lysander. Right? Helena is told you can't have Demetrius. Who does Helena want? Demetrius. Demetrius is told you can't have Hermia. What does Demetrius want? See how that works? By the way, if you were paying close attention, the very opening lines of this play have a king asking the woman he's about to marry, hey, let's get married faster than 4 days from now. Like, let's get married tomorrow. And she's like, no, 4 days is enough. But I don't want to wait 4 days. And she's like, you'll wait 4 days. Have you ever heard that line, shh, to crack the whip? And guys like to tease other guys about, she's got a ring in your nose. Shh. All of that comes from this play. All of that comes from this play. You've got women in this play who know how to control their men, and one of the ways they do it is through rejection. But, let's point out, sometimes it works the other way too, right? And girls will go for the guy that doesn't treat them very nice.
Yeah, that's what the dad has to do.
okay, you guys need to title this next section Act 1, Scene 2. We're at the top of page 38.
I don't know, it's just the performance. Is there a way we can fast forward through it? Not
I
really.
think so.
Now is all our company
Okay,
there?
here we go.
You will best call them generally, man by man.
Okay, can you pause for just a second so we can set this
Here
up?
is the scroll of every man's...
Alright, hey guys. Now we're about to meet the clowns, the actors. They are, can we say this out loud without insulting? They are intentionally stupid. Okay, they are intentionally stupid. Which means They're not really very sophisticated. They're not very educated. But they want to perform a play. And are you ready for this? They want to perform a play called Pyramus and Thisbe, but most of them don't even know the story of Pyramus Thisbe. Right? They're like, dude, it sounds good. Let's do Pyramus Thisbe. What's a Pyramus Thisbe? And the first question is, who will play what roles? Are you ready for this? All of them are guys. Which begs the obvious question, who's going to play the girl Thisbe in the play, right?
A guy.
All right, you'll have to give it to one of the younger guys who really doesn't want to do it, right? Because it's embarrassing to dress up like a girl. I should point out, in Shakespeare's original day, no girls were ever allowed to act on his stage. Juliet was played by a young boy who put on a wig. Hermia, played by young boys who put on a wig. Of course, the guys who came to the play loved to make fun of the poor young guys that got stuck playing the girl parts, right?
So, are you saying that they would like kiss and stuff on stage?
Yeah, hello? If you'll think about it, in the actual play, hello? Yeah, Drake's asked a really important question, but listen. In the actual play, Romeo and Juliet, Drake, if you actually read the play, was there any kissing? Was there a bedroom scene in the actual play? I'm not talking about film versions of it. Was there actually any kissing in the actual play, Romeo and Juliet? See? Not going to be. Except in the end, when the corpse is dead. Right? And Juliet will kiss Romeo's dead corpse right before she kills herself. Right? Okay? So Shakespeare doesn't play that game at all. He couldn't. His plays would have been shut down. Right? But guess what? We're going to have a lot of potential kissing in Midsummer Night's Dream.
He gets as close as he can to playing that game.
Nice job, Mr. Boltz. Well done. All right, the funny actors.
thought fit for all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night. First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on. Then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point. Okay, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe. Very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves. Now answer as I call you. Nick Bottom the Weaver. Ready? Name what part I'm for, and proceed. You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus. What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant? Or a lover that kills himself most gallant for love. Oh, there'll are some tears in the true performing of it. Oh, if I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humour is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make walls split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and the Phoebus car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein, a lover, is more condoling. Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Yeah, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on him.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
Oh, it is the lady that Pyramus must love.
No, I only not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will. And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monster's voice. Thisbe. Pyramus, my lover dear. My Thisbe dear. A lady dear. No. You must play Pyramus. and flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I'm slow of study.
Oh, you may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
No, and you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that would be enough to hang us all.
They would hang us. Every mother son.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, and 'twere any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. In what beard will I best to play?
Now, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colour beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple ingrained beard, or your French crown colour beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you play it barefaced. Masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come and by tomorrow night and meet me in the Palace Wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There will we rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our device is known. Now, in the meantime, I will draw a bill of property such as our play wants. Now, I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Adieu. Now, hold or cut bowstring.
All right. So Shakespeare is going to, as a writer who spent a lot of time around actors, he's going to kind of make fun of actors, okay? Notice Bottom. Dude, I want to play that part. Dude, I want to play that part. Dude, I want to play that. He wants to play all the parts. Ultimately, he'll play Pyramus only, right? But we've got some funner stuff about to happen to poor Bottom. He, of course, will have some issues in the woods, which is where they're all going to get ready for the performance. So notice, we've met all three couples, the lovers, and we've met the actors. The only group remaining that we have not yet met is who? We haven't met the fairies. We'll pick up with them tomorrow, all right? So the fairies, and we'll meet, of course, Robin Goodfellow, or Puck, as he's called in the play.